Okay, this last video is going to start up on page 481, and we're just making this gap here. See how this tiny little gap? We're going to try to make it a little bigger, and we're going to put in a column rule, which is just a line. Okay, just trying to make it a little bit easier to read. Okay, so we're going to begin in our Notepad++. We're looking for this DLR underscore columns dot CSS, and under this article, we're going to put in some more items. Okay, so again, browser extensions, MOZ. This is going to be column gap. And 30 pixels. Then WebKit column gap, 30 pixels. And then just column gap, 30 pixels. All right, the next comes the column rule, or it's just a line, a column line, MOZ column rule. We're going to specify the size. It is a solid line, and it's going to be gray. Oops. And then WebKit column rule, 2px solid gray. Okay, so I'm going to save this and look at this in the browser. I'll refresh this screen, and there we go. We have our gray column rule, and you see this gap is a little bit larger. Okay, so the next thing talks about widows and orphans. Okay, an orphan is at the bottom if you have like one line of text. And remember, this is all determined by screen size. So you may not have 4 lines down here. You might just have 1. That would be an orphan. Okay. On the contrary, a widow would be a line of text at the top. Okay. So we're going to try to make this no less than 3. No less than 3 lines. So back to Notepad++ in our columns CSS file. Under the column rule, we're still in article. Okay, we're going to say widows 3, orphans 3. Okay, so let's save this and preview it in a browser. Okay, not a huge change here. Notice this has cleaned up, and then this has cleaned up. It just makes it a nicer looking page. All right, spanning columns. So this at the top, this is the title of the article, and we're going to span this title across both columns. So it won't look like, well, this is a little article, okay, and this is a little article, and this is a little article. By spanning this title across the entire span, it'll look like this is the title of the entire article. Okay, so that's what we're going to do next, and this is on page 486. Okay, so just under the orphan, so that has closed. We're going to create a style for article, and H1. Okay, so that title is the only heading level 1, so I will be able to identify it this way. We're going to use our web extensions for column span. And we're just going to say all, okay? And then WebKit column span, all. All right, so we'll save this and preview this, refresh your page, and now it spans across the entire article. Okay, so looks a lot better, a lot clearer, a lot more readable.